lavish but chilly dinner is underway. The Vance family members overtly ask about Eleanor's health or chatter about her assets. Eleanor silently cuts her steak. At that moment, with a sharp sound that echoed across the table, Eleanor set down her knife and fork. All eyes turned to her.
You all want my money that badly?
One of her sons laughed awkwardly. Mother, you're joking. We're just concerned about your health.
Then let me propose a very interesting game. A game with my entire inheritance at stake.
A few days later in Eleanor's office, Mr. Kim reads the document she handed him, his face a mask of disbelief. A cold sweat beaded on his forehead.
Madam Chairman, are you serious? To dispose of your entire fortune in this manner? This is far too risky.
Eleanor replied nonchalantly, gazing out the window.
They're the ones at risk, not me. They've been crazy about money their whole lives. Isn't it only fair they learn how to live without it?
But to give everything to the person who creates the most valuable thing with their own hands within a month, the criteria are far too vague.
Anyone who brings the most expensive thing is automatically disqualified. That's my only rule. Now let's begin, Mr. Kim. This will be a most fascinating show.
A month later, the Vance family members fought, bragging about the things they had created. There was a painting forged to look like their own work, bought from a famous artist for a hefty sum. A musical score purchased from a renowned composer. The own hands they spoke of ultimately meant their own money. Eleanor watched the spectacle in silence, her gaze eventually shifting to a small pot in the corner. It was a pathetic-looking tomato seedling that her young granddaughter had planted from a seed and watered herself for the entire month. The child, intimidated by her family's splendid creations, was on the verge of tears. Eleanor rose from her seat, walked past all the other items, and stopped in front of the small tomato pot.
What is this?
It's a tomato, Grandma. I grew it myself.
Instead of answering, Eleanor turned to look at Mr. Kim. A mischievous smile played on her lips.
The winner of the game hasn't been decided yet, but I will give you all one last gift. For the next year, all credit cards will be frozen and all support will be cut off. Instead, I will give each of you a small seed. In 1 year, I will give the person who brings back the most faithful fruit a chance to talk again.
The faces of the Vance family turned pale. For the first time in her life, Eleanor seemed to be feeling true enjoyment. Her real game was just beginning.